Welcome back. So my return to online chess has not been going so well. Last night I went 0-4, 0-6, I don't know. It was pretty rough. I'm going to do some analysis. My reason for streaming this is simply so I can come back to it later on and see what my thought processes were. These games are basically decided on errors, blunders, as they are at this yellow range. So let's get to it. I've got the game split up. You can see I'm on quite the losing streak. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 4 from yesterday, a couple from the day before. I'm just going to start with the. Well, I'm just going to review yesterday's. I'll probably blow through the first 5, 6 moves.
Middle game tactics are how most games are decided. Let's review so you can come out ahead next time.
Yes. Accuracy, 60.3. Just horrible. 2 blunders. 1 mistake. I used to play much better than this. ELO of 650, yeah. I don't know what has changed. I feel like I'm better now, even though I hadn't been playing for a long time. My over the board is much stronger. Anyway, let's just get into it.
Opening with the queen's pawn controls the center, and usually the England gambit immediately allows the queen and dark-squared bishop to develop. If white captures on e5, black may try to regain the pawn with knight c6 and queen e7.
So I wasn't sure what to do here. I'm sure that this is covered in the course that I've studied this opening from. I just don't remember. So I took.
D takes e5, captures the gambit pawn, and controls the d6 and f6. Their bishop comes into play, attacking the center. You missed an opportunity to develop a knight off its starting square.
So knight c3 was best. I played e3 just because it's part of the system. And I wanted to blunt that bishop's scope.
This move prepares for their bishop to join the action. That was a fair trade. A clear recapture.
So the bishop recapture was best, but I'm thinking queen takes queen. That would have forced my king to recapture, leaving me in the center. But what do I know?
You overlooked an opportunity to develop a knight off its starting square.
Yeah, so you're supposed to get the knights out early, right? Knights before bishops, typically. My idea behind e4 was just to put a pawn in the center, continue to develop.
They bring out their knight, increasing their control over the center, developing the knight and increasing influence in the center. You are now able to kick a bishop. You missed an opportunity to kick a bishop.
So I didn't want to kick it. I didn't want to push h3. In the stone wall, oftentimes, once this f-pawn is forward or even off the board, maybe on e5, the rook, after castling, gets to lift and come over with the queen coming out. I love those attacks. So I didn't want to push h3 because that kind of gets in the way of the rook lift.
Your opponent develops their queen off its starting square. You kicked your opponent's piece from that square.
So I gave in.
They exchange pieces of equal value.
So I feel like my opponent was prepped for this. He wanted this trade to just ruin my pawn structure.
You missed an opportunity to recapture a piece.
And I was obviously trying to avoid that. I should have just went with it. Maybe he would have declined the trade.
They chose queenside castling, creating a more active position with the rook near the center. This move activates your knight to strengthen control over the center.
So bringing the bishop back to d3 was the move. In my mind, that goes against chess principles, right? You don't want to move the same piece multiple times in the opening. I would never see that at my level. You need to take a good mental picture of this and remember why. I don't see it.
They overlooked an opportunity to pin a defender of a queen. You're now able to win a tempo by threatening a bishop.
So he broke the rule of, moving a piece multiple times, right? This is the third move by that bishop. But it did reveal an attack on my queen.
You are losing a pawn this way.
Okay, so I should have just blocked the file with my knight, hitting the queen, right? And so my queen move was a blunder. Yeah, so you can see what move is this? This is move 11. And I'm already in a position I don't like, not comfortable with, not used to playing.
They missed a chance to tactically win a pawn.
Yeah.
You recaptured the piece. They attacked your queen, gaining time as it must move away. For sure you had to move away from the threat. You are forced to lose castling rights. You allowed the opponent to win a bishop through a fork.
Bishop through a fork. It's the fork. I don't see the fork. Oh, okay. Knight d2. Check. Yep, and that's what happens.
You are going to lose your bishop to this fork. You escaped the check from the knight. They took your bishop for free.
Yeah, I just got out of this one. Yeah. It was just wrecked from the beginning. Not a whole lot to learn.
Middle game tactic. Oh, D takes e5. You missed an opportunity to develop a knight off its starting square.
Damn it.
Their bishop. D takes e5. The England gambit immediately allows the queen and dark squared bishop to develop. If white captures on e5, black. D takes e5 captures. The England gambit immediately allows the queen and dark squared bishop to develop. If white captures on e5,
I kind of miss.
black may try to regain the pawn with knight c6 and queen e7.
I miss the old game review. This may be better, but
Middle game tactics are how most games are decided. Let's review so you can come out ahead next time.
I like the analysis part too. I guess you can't toggle between them. So, what is that? There we go. All right. So, top move is d takes, okay. By far. e3, c3. If I didn't take, c3 would be the one I would have picked, which is the weakest. Wow. Well, at least I made the best move. Here. I pushed e3, knight c3 was best. Second, knight f3, bishop f4. Bishop f4. Okay. Best. Here, knight c3, knight d, knight c3, knight f3, equal. Oh, oh, it's changing. Knight d2, best. Knight c3, equal. Knight f3. Any knight move. Knight c3, bishop d3. And I guess that's why it was telling me to bring it back from c4. Bishop d2. Knight c3. Bishop d5. It's listing bishop b5 twice. h3. Knight c3. c3. Castle. Queen takes. G takes. Queen d5. Queen d5. Or just drop g2. Don't get it. Okay, but that's a negative. big 4.47. Queen takes. Yeah. I blew that. Knight c3, bishop d3, f4. All within a close range of each other. The eval bar just shot up. Knight d5, close the file. By far the best move. Bishop d3. Huh. Bishop d5. Again, clogging that file. But much weaker than knight. Knight long there. Big mess. Right. Rook takes. King f1. Rook takes. Queen e3. Everything else is just horrible. King E2. Everything else is just horrible. I think that's enough of this one. Excuse me. All right. Let's review this one. $53.2. Horrible. My opponent didn't do much better. And he blundered 3 times. He had 4 misses, 4 mistakes. Playing like a couple 500s. Ugh.
Opening with the king's pawn, control the perk. Knight f3, developing. You get a chance to win a pawn by kicking a key defender.
Damn it. Kick the knight, take the pawn. How did I miss that? I was just blindly playing my opening.
You missed an opportunity to win a pawn by kicking it. Your opponent develops their queen off its starting square. That fianchettoed bishop is putting pressure on the diagonal. This move prepares for their bishop to join the... Castling kingside helps to complete your development.
So c4. Just challenge the center with the flank pawn. C4 is, one that I used to see in the reviews a lot. In the system, that was C5, sorry. C6 is a common move for me.
Their knight comes into play. Your strike at the center fights for space and center. They slipped up a bit here. Not the worst move, but definitely not the best. This move hurts your chances.
Should have taken. So like I was saying, this is part of that plan in the course. Keep the knight off of these squares. And they've prioritized the queenside development for castling, which, that's a common theme.
They've chosen to castle on the opposite. You overlooked an opportunity to tactically win a knight.
Takes. I don't see that. Sure. Strange. Okay.
You overlooked an opportunity to tactically win a knight. This is the only move that works. You overlooked an opportunity to add a defender to a vulnerable pawn. Moving their threatened pawn to safety. Ouch, you left your pawn hanging.
Right to the center.
You get a chance to eventually win a knight. They missed a better way to capture a free pawn. You are threatening to tactically win a knight. They prevented you from being able to... You step your... Their knight now occupies... You escape the... You can pick up a free pawn.
I can pick up a free pawn.
You overlooked an opportunity to capture a free pawn.
Wow. I like my knights too much.
This move gives you the opportunity to win their bishop.
I'm gonna check, so how would I win the bishop?
Nice! You found a way to win a rook. It was an even game, but now you have the advantage. There was only one good move, but you were moving fast and didn't see it.
Bishop has gone down. Exchange. Takes.
You are now able to capture a pawn and win material after the follow-up trades. You missed an opportunity to capture a pawn and win material after the follow-up trades. A straightforward Good job, that's what I would have played too. Precise move from your... You overlooked an opportunity to recapture a piece. You take back. You get a chance to kick a knight. You are bringing your bishop into play. They are potentially weakening their king's safety with this pawn move. You are threatening to win a pawn through an eventual fork. This move doesn't help their position at all.
Should be checking here.
Your backward pawn is a weakness. You are now able to win a tempo by threatening a queen. You overlooked an opportunity to win a tempo by threatening a queen. This move weakens their position, making steady progress. Your opponent had the upper hand, but now the game is close to equal. You permitted the opponent to win a rook through an eventual fork. They overlooked an opportunity to win a rook through an eventual fork. You exchange pieces. Recaptured. You missed an opportunity to centralize a knight so it controls more squares, moving their threatened knight to safety. That pawn chain will help strengthen your pawn structure. Your opponent set up a fork, which will win material.
It's just no vision. I don't know how I missed that. All right, a little bit better accuracy in this one. 79.3 is 89. No blunders, no misses, 3 mistakes. Played like a 1500 to his 18.
Opening with the queen's pawn controls the center and usually leads to a more positional development of the pieces. E3, knight f6, bishop d. They bring out their... This is a fine move. They are threatening to... You stop. They played the strongest move. Castling kingside helps to complete your development.
Yeah, so bishop d2 is what's recommended in the course. Because once takes and takes, now the knight will come here versus d2.
They exchange pieces. A logical capture. This move clears the way to bring their bishop. You are bringing your knight into play, eyeing the central squares.
Knight d2 is better.
They've struck at the center with a pawn, challenging your central position.
Takes.
That was an even swap of material. Recaptures. This move doesn't hurt you much, but it doesn't help either.
Check.
They made a solid You kick the opposing bishop with a pawn, forcing it away.
Right to the side.
This move puts their bishop on a safer square. You're kicking their bishop out of a useful square, moving their threatened. Good job stepping in to defend your pawn.
Defend my pawn.
They are threatening to capture a pawn and win material after the follow-up trades. You permitted the opponent to win a pawn through a discovered attack. They overlooked an opportunity to win a pawn through a discovered attack. You missed an opportunity to move a knight to safety. This is a fair trade. You trade off equal material. Their move sends the knight into passivity. Clearly, you don't want to leave your pawn in danger. They move the bishop to safety. You had a better option, but this is not bad. They develop a new piece. Connected rooks can be very useful. That's not a mistake, but they did not find that. This move is okay, but not what I would have played. They are striking at the center. That was a fair. They exchange pieces of equal value. You exchange pieces of a straightforward recapture. You overlooked an opportunity to evade the check from the opposing queen. They missed a chance to recapture a piece from a previous move. You're now able to unpin a pawn, allowing it to provide defense.
You're saying queen takes? What? Don't. Oh. My pawn was pinned. Big miss.
You are losing material this way. Boldly sacrificing their bishop, a clever tactic. You captured back, a clear recap. You dodged the check, moving. Their pin against your king forces the loss of your queen. Not the best. Capturing your hanging queen. Not the best. Their pin against your king for. Not the best move, but not bad either.
Protecting the pawn. Queen's gone anyway.
Capturing your hand. You escape the check. I like their choice.
.72.8 accuracy. A blunder, 2 misses, and a mistake. Like 1200.
Opening with the king's. You overlooked an opportunity to capture a pawn that was threatening to win material.
I think knight d7 is the worst method.
They exchange pieces of. You captured back.
Makes sense.
This move pins your knight to your king. Developing your queen strengthens your opening setup. They block the check from your queen. You trade off equal material. Recaptures. You developed your bishop on the long diagonal. They missed a chance to centralize a knight so it controls more squares. You use the recapture. This move prepares for their bishop to join the action. Castling kingside tends to be safer because they played one of the best moves here. This pin ties down their knight, reducing its flexibility. Their bishop comes into play. Well done, an excellent move. They made one of the top moves in this position. That was a fair trade.
Should have taken that knight.
A clear recapture. You are threatening to win a bishop by adding pressure to a pin piece. They are threatening to tactically win a pawn. Their move stopped you from being able to win a bishop by adding pressure to a pinned piece. You missed an opportunity to kick a knight. They overlooked an opportunity to force doubling of pawns.
I've got to remember c5. Computer keeps throwing that one at me.
You missed a chance to punish your opponent's error. You allowed the opponent to kick a bishop.
go. How did I miss that? This is the stuff that I'm not seeing now. Too worried about it. My opponent's threats, I should just counterattacked. But I was facing a knight fork on my rooks. And so I'm just supposed to let that happen? Don't get that.
Their pawn attacks your bishop. A good choice to move. They missed a chance to create a pawn chain. You have now doubled your rooks, allowing them to team up. This move protects their bishop. No surprise you had to move your pawn to safety. They are threatening to win material through a tactic. You are losing material this way.
Should take it.
They found a way to win material. This is a good time for you to get out of trouble. You get a chance to eventually win a pawn. They missed a chance to tactically win a knight. That move leaves your bishop free to capture. You overlooked an opportunity to tactically win a pawn. Taking your vulnerable bishop. You take back. A correct move to get their pawn out of harm's way. This is a good time for you to get out of trouble. They found a way to win your knight. This is a correct move to get their pawn out of harm. This is a good time. They found a way. Nice, definitely the right move. A straightforward recapture.
So I just gave up that material. That was horrible. I see why the results have been poor.
Nice move. Your piece now controls more squares. I like their choice. You have to use your... They played the... Your passed pawn advances to its goal. Their rook is now active on an open file. This is a fine... They are right on target. Good job defending that. They played one of the best moves here.
Okay. Well, it's pretty eye-opening. I've got a quick blundering is what I would call this. Let's get some games in. I'm going to end this stream. See y'all next time.